5,
4,
3,
2.
1. Hi, Tribe. I'm Versavia.
And I'm Evelyn.
And you're listening to Objectively Typed, the podcast where we explore the objective personality system. Today we have a lot of news to share with you guys. It's not going to be a typical episode. I feel like I open with that quite frequently.
It's not going to be a typical episode.
Yeah, it's that, it's that EP. Hey guys, we have something new for you.
Yeah.
New, be excited.
Yeah.
So before we jump into what the episode will be about, I kind of wanted to do a bit of kind of reflection over what the past year has been for us. We started this podcast in the fall of 2018, and the first episode dropped around Christmas, and we're coming around that time of year again, and just kind of like, how is this? Any regrets?
Jeez, you're like, let's just go right to the
jump right into it.
Let's just go right to the regrets. Okay, we should say that we're both like nursing some kind of a illness, so if we cough or sneeze or whatever, like, apologies.
Yeah, guys, I know my voice sounds like super sexy right now.
Yeah, and I keep like, I'm okay. Like, I'm a self-amusing ENFP, so I make myself laugh and then I cough. But it's actually been better. It's actually been a lot better.
Yeah.
No, you know what? No regrets. No regrets.
Good. I know I asked this question of like Dave and Shan last year, and I actually probably will again, but like, what's the most surprising thing you learned from doing this?
Oh my gosh. Shoot. I did not get to consume this before
sorry. I didn't give you a chance to sleep on it.
Well, no, that's fine. Yeah, it's right.
You're like, I'm playing. I can
sleep on it anyway. Yeah, let's do play. Say that again. Ask the question again.
What has been the most surprising thing that you've learned as a consequence of us doing this, going on this podcast? This podcast, the channel of Objectively Typed?
I think, wow, Jesus.
I don't even know my own answer. I don't know. Question. I'm like, wait a second.
Like, I don't know what's been surprising. I mean, I think that I've learned a ton.
Yeah.
I think, in a weird way, what was surprising was it's doable. It's doable because I think because I've been a podcast listener for like such a long time that I think in my head, podcast, YouTube, all that stuff was like
big monster,
like, real big monster. Yeah. Like, oh man, there's no way I could ever do that. Like, that's huge. That's big. And it really isn't. Like, any Joe Schmo can basically do
two Joe Schmoes right here. I've been doing it for a year.
Yeah. And so it's like, I mean, granted, it really helped to have a partner that was sensory. Yes. And so like you figured out a lot of the sensory mess that like I probably would have been stymied by, and actually was stymied by because when you had approached me to do this, I was thinking about doing my own podcast, and I had recorded like a few episodes that still have never seen the light of day because I could not figure out the transition between, okay, I get how to record it, but I don't get how to like mechanically get it out into the world. Like I couldn't figure that out. And like you jumped that hurdle and it was like, oh, this is easy. This is totally doable. Like anybody can do this. Like,
I didn't know that. I'm so glad.
Oh yeah, totally.
I'm so glad. Speaking of which, we should talk about some of those logistics after the fact. But like, and for you guys, if anybody here is ever thinking about doing it, like, feel free to reach out to us. Just like, we're happy to help you guys out.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, Google is your friend.
Google is your friend. Yeah,
Google is your friend. All the consumes last are like, what's Google?
Yeah, and I think for me with Demon Sensory, it was like,
it's overwhelming.
Like Demon SI is like, well, which one of these? Because there are different. I think for me it was like there are too many. Like, how do I pick and which the right one? And what if I don't understand this one?
Oh man, I had analysis paralysis with that.
Yeah, it's like single observerism. Like, and so I guess like that was like surprising almost. It wasn't impossible to do. It wasn't crazy.
Yeah. I think that's like a great example
I feel like
of
it looks
like
like
the areas.
I do. Okay, guys. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I'm an observer.
Totally. I got you. I've been there.
Yeah.
I mean, like.
Yeah. She told me she was.
I
putting
don't
on
have a
people
shirt
clothes.
on. No.
She told me she was putting on people clothes, and I was like, okay, let me put on people clothes. I didn't realize we were okay. Anyways, I'm sorry. Let's continue this. So yeah,
you have. I like the shirt. You have this like lumberjack look going, especially with your guns, which we can't see, but you got guns. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Very Pacific
Well,
Northwest.
Oh God, so true.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so what's your most surprising thing?
Oh shit! Don't ask me that. I'd rather do the consuming. No. What has been my most surprising thing? Honestly, I actually think it might be this friendship. Like I knew that like there would be a friendship, but like I didn't expect the depth of it that has evolved over the past year. Like how frequently, like sure we do all this op stuff, but how much we know about what's going on in each other's lives, how frequently we follow each other with some random thing that happened. Like that's been a beautiful gift.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Could just be a work thing.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like considering that I thought I was your type before we got to know each other, before I got typed. I'm just like, I am not Evelyn.
Yeah, and I'm not you. Exactly. And that's great. Like, it's fine, it takes all kinds.
So also we've done a lot of growth this past year. I hope we did some growth.
I think so. I feel like I've grown.
yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I think so. What do you think has been your biggest growth?
Well, I think, and I think we talked a little bit about this when we were in Portland too, on our like live episode or whatever, the one in person, where we talked about having our type for the year. And so I think for me, having my type has been incredibly useful to see, I'll say my habitual patterns that I've fallen into, and to kind of recognize areas where, I need to, or where it helped me recognize the areas that come naturally and easily to me, and the ones that I need to kind of focus on and put more intensive practice on. I think that for me, that's what the benefit of type is, right? It's a roadmap that helps you see, like, for me, I don't have to keep working on NT, right? It's like, that's fine.
That's handled.
SF is a different matter, right? And so, connecting with my FI, connecting with my SF side, that has helped. Yeah.
And now we're getting around to what this episode is about. Do you want to tell us, so what is your SF? What is your SIFI want?
Yeah. So, okay.
It's been a journey.
It's been a journey. Actually, they said that in my typing video that oh yeah, this SI stuff has been a journey for you. And it has been. And that, I think I've kind of, even though I'm SI 4th and it's single activated, I feel like I've had the SI kind of on lockdown. And even they said that in my typing video a year ago, that for me, the real work is more the FI, right? And I always felt like as a jumper, I know my FI, but I don't go for my FI, if you will. It's like I can see it.
You're aware of it.
I can see it. And I just okay, but get back.
But you're obligated to the TE.
I'm obligated to the TE. So I think for me, first of all, doing this podcast helped me kind of get over some of my demon blast fears of just getting started on a thing. It taught me that, hey, I can do this. I can put myself out there. I can make YouTube videos. And so for me, in a lot of ways, doing demon dialogues was huge, because it showed me, my initial goal was to do 10 and I did the 10 every week, and then all of a sudden I had 30.
Kept going.
I kept going, and I had kind of gotten to the point with demon dialogues where I knew I wanted to go outside of OPS. I knew that I had kind of said what I feel comfortable. I'm still consume above blast. I don't feel super comfortable talking about demon FE or demon TI. So that's why my demon dialogues really never got into the functions I don't have. Because I don't feel that comfortable speaking on those things, because I know people who have them, and they would say, well, that's not at all what my experience is like, I think I brought in a few, I talked to you about demon NI and demon TE. So anyway, so I got to this point with demon dialogues where I was like, I want to go beyond the reef, if you will. I keep quoting Moana because my son literally watches it every day. Just so you know.
Hey, if he's gonna consume something every day, Moana is a great choice.
Yeah, I do love it. But so that was starting to kind of stew in for me. And then also just realizing that for me, typology is a tool and something that I find interesting, but I am sort of less into just typing people. The act of actually figuring out a person's type.
There have been a few table flips.
Yes, there's been some table flip. And so it's this thing isn't really that part of it wasn't serving me, right?
Yeah, exactly. Why are you putting yourself through that if it's not something your FI is really on board for?
Jazzed about, right? Yeah. And so I mean, I guess I'm just sort of going on storytelling time. I've forgotten the actual question.
Well,
I keep just talking.
We're getting around to
Yeah.
what your SIFI is pointing at now.
Thank you. Yes. And so like, I mean, there's been a lot of things sort of percolating and happening in the background that were semi-related to this, and then also not. At my job, I got the opportunity to do a John Maxwell team coaching certification. So I signed up for that, and I've been in that process for a few months now, getting that coaching cert. And for a long time, I've known that I wanted to be a coach of some kind, like a life coach or something like that. And what actually like clicked it for me was I was in a mindfulness community of practice meeting at my job. Like we have a community of practice. And this woman comes on and she's giving this presentation, and she's talking and she's saying like, I'm a mindfulness coach. And I was like, wait, she just decided that she's a mindfulness coach. Like she didn't have like a cert or anything. She's like, check out my YouTube channel and check out this. And I was like, well, whoa, wait, I can do this. Like it was suddenly like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Because she was talking about this retreat that she'd been on. And I was like, I've been on like so many retreats. I don't even remember how many retreats I've been on. Like there's no point. Like I can't even like.
You have consumed.
I have consumed.
You have consumed. You are so allowed to blast about this.
Yes. So that's what made me get the Bright Star. So now we're going to talk about what I just, and that was the thing that like OPS has helped me also, is just like little small steps, just do one thing. I just got, I tried to get brightstar@gmail.com. It wasn't available. So I got bright.star.coach@gmail.com. And I was like, hey.
So for anybody who's like, Bright Star is the name of her new coaching business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is where her FI is at right now. Right. And now, the SF part of it is like, can you talk a bit about the NT versus SF?
Right.
Kind of that struggle.
Yeah. So I got the Gmail, and then I got the Facebook page. And so like it's a Facebook page, because that was the sort of the easiest that my little baby SI could like handle.
You got to start somewhere. Yeah.
You got to start somewhere. Some people do a blog. For me, the Facebook page represents sort of the base of the thing. So, when you talk about my SF is SIFI. So it is kind of like my past history and known information filtered through my FI of like what I have found valuable. And then I am sort of, I'll say, blasting that to the world.
Yeah.
So the way that I kind of see it is, so the NT, which are my saviors, is really just the mechanics of how I'm doing this. Cause I do have like systems in the background. I've got like scheduled posts and things like that, The NT is like, I don't even have to worry about it, cause that's my saviors. Like they're in service of the greater mission. And then my NF consume is going around and gathering all of that hippie, we call NF hippie or spiritual or, valuable in the abstract.
Yeah.
I'm going out and consuming that kind of stuff. So, the Tom Bill use the similar stuff that like, Dave and Shannon talk about, but also kind of mindfulness and all that, jazz, that kind of thing. I'm pulling all that in with my consume, and then I'm trying to make it SETE useful for people and give it in a SF valuable way. So I'm pulling on all of the things, so I got my Instagram, I got my Twitter.
Ooh, we got
my
social
Facebook.
media.
I got the social media. I do not have a blog yet. I want to get a blog, but blogging, it just takes a lot of time. Yes,
you're starting. And that's the thing that was like holding you back. It was that Demon Blast was your bottleneck, and now you're, and that means and your play can summon it up, and you're going.
Yes.
And like, that's awesome. And that's amazing. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. So that's essentially it. Is I realized I sort of wanted to get like, I feel like I was like, I mean, this is classic EP stuff of like, I was in a container that I wanted to sort of come out of, I felt like OPS was a container that I knew I sort of wanted to leave a little bit.
Yeah.
I want to use it. And actually I talked to Shannon after, I think it was like, so on Bright Star Coach, which is a Facebook page.
And we'll definitely include links and all of that.
Include the links. I've been doing just Facebook lives on Saturday mornings. I call it Bright Star Mornings. And so it's really, it's based on Mel Robbins' Coffee Talk. If anybody's ever seen that, she comes in, immediately observer freaks out about, wait, I'm trying to figure out the live stream. Okay. Now let's talk. And like, so that's what I do. Same sort of thing. And it happened that Shannon saw it. And so I was chatting with her a little bit about it and saying that, like, you know, for me, this is basically sharing my FI, you know, for the first time. And, I know what I had said to Shannon is I love, like, if you watch mine, like the first one, she happened to see the first one. I was talking about Demon Blast the entire time, but I never used the word Demon Blast, right? Because I was talking about the trouble getting started and all of the feelings that those of us with Demon Blast can talk about. I just don't use the words. So
So you're not using the ops lingo, but you're using, you still have utility from ops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where I was going. Yeah. I distracted myself.
I don't think we've quite said this to you guys yet, but so because of these, like, you know, Evelyn has a lot going on, family, job, this, and now Bright Star coaching, so something has to give. So as much as this has been an absolute joy working with you and getting to know you, you'll be stepping back from Objectively Typed.
That's true. Yes, I will be.
Unfortunately.
I feel like I'll still be a consultant, though.
Oh, yeah, you're not going anywhere. I mean, you're going somewhere, but you're also not going anywhere.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
You're still going to be, like, in 5 years' time, 10 years' time, you're still going to be one of the founders.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm always here to, you know, you can always bounce stuff off of me. Because like you mentioned, like, we have a friendship and we've had this working relationship for a year. And so to a lot of times, like, if you just have an idea for Objectively Typed, I'm a great sounding board. So just feel free
and you have been. And since Evelyn is stepping back, and Objectively Typed is doing a lot of things, by the way, guys, and we'll get into some of that stuff. But since Evelyn is stepping back, the podcast is and the YouTube channel, they're going to shift a little bit. Before we get into some of that stuff, though, so we'll give you guys the information. Don't worry, no info freakouts here. Okay, lots of info freakouts here.
The information doms are like, where's the information? We don't care about this, love.
Before we get into that, so we did, one of the things that Evelyn and I did this past summer is we went through a process of figuring out, like, on Objectively Typed, what is our mission? Like, what are we trying to do here? What is it that we're, like, because so it was my idea, and my FI is very much on board with this, like, long-term.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And I have a vision for what I want Objectively Typed to be that I don't think I've ever quite shared with you guys, with our community. And the single sentence summary of it is that we're trying to create, well, now me and we, there's other people who are involved in this. You have a team.
Yeah.
I do have a team.
It's still a we. Yeah,
it is still a we. It's an amazing team.
Yeah.
We're trying to create a space for the community to gather. So we have the Facebook groups, we have YouTube channels. There's technically a subreddit, although it's pretty dead. There's all of these things, and we also, we come to Dave and Shannon with all of these demands, but Dave and Shannon have their thing that they're doing, right? And if there are certain things that we want, then it becomes our responsibility to bring those into reality and to build those things. And so we want Objectively Typed to be the space where those things can happen, an open source community-led initiative, right? So far it has been Evelyn and I blasting, playing, consuming, doing a little bit of sleeping every now and then, and just sharing with you guys, interacting with you guys. But we want it to be more. So you guys will see some of that stuff. Well, so to get back to, over the summer, we did, like, sit down and look at our mission statement, and or, like, what do we want? What are we even trying to create here? And we want to empower individuals to live their life with growth, purpose, and connection.
Yes. Yeah.
And we were really careful about the words that we chose and how we chose them. And growth being this, like, the utility of ops, purpose being the grow and give, right? Growing yourself and giving. And connection is at the end of the day, like, the community part, like, does any of this matter if you're not connecting with another human being?
Yeah.
So that's kind of our single mission, long-term mission, right? And more immediately, this is the language of self-growth. That's how we see ops. And objectively typed, we want it to be a place where people can learn that language. Learn that language, speak that language, geek out with other people who also speak that language.
Yes.
Which is what we've been doing for a year.
Yeah.
So, I'm on the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong file. So, given our mission statement, what are we doing? We are going on a bit of a hiatus. So Evelyn is stepping back, but like she said, she'll always be around.
I'm still around. Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Totally.
So, like, if you guys have questions on, like, somebody discovers a demon dialogue, like, go ahead, comment on it and
comment
stuff.
on
She'll still be there. Yeah.
I'm not going away. Yeah, for sure.
But we are going to go on a hiatus for the rest of the year. Just enjoy the holidays.
Enjoy it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's about Thanksgiving-ish. So you're jumping the gun on Christmas.
Yes, but we're gonna drop this on Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So by the time you guys see this, I do too. I have very strict rules.
I have some strict SITE.
No Christmas before Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
And definitely no Christmas before Halloween. What is wrong with you people?
People put me on blast for saying that. That's like a controversial statement now. Like, you can't tell me.
You
put
them on blast.
Exactly. Like, no Christmas before Thanksgiving. I agree. Totally. Okay, fair. So we're good. We're still good.
So we are putting this on a hiatus.
Yep. The YouTube, the YouTube channel and the podcast, right?
Yes. So the podcast, actually, I think we're going to pause indefinitely.
Yeah, I think so. Because the YouTube has kind of become, I'll say, the voice of the main.
Yeah. That seems to be where we have the most viewership.
Engagement.
Thank you. That's the word.
Yeah.
Engagement.
I probably should have asked this before we started recording, but I'm just going to ask it now. So sorry if I'm blindsiding you. Community conversations. Are you going to keep that going?
For now, no. I'm pausing all of it.
Okay.
And, well, I might pop in with an occasional community conversation.
Okay.
But I'm pausing all of it because my priority in Objectively Typed is to enable all these other things that are happening behind the scenes that you guys don't know about yet. But we'll be sharing with you. One of those things is an application. So there are a few of us who are building out an app, and we don't have a launch date yet, but it's coming, guys. So keep your eyes open.
It's coming.
It's coming. And if it's something that you think you would be interested in being involved in, it's open source. And some of the people who are involved, for example, don't currently have any software engineering skills, but it's an area they want to grow in. So that's why they're involved. Or if you have, you want to grow in design or product management or anything like that, like, reach out. Like, this is a great opportunity to grow your skills in a safe environment and in a place where, like, yay, growth, you know, we all love it, encourage it. Safe place to fail.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know you've talked to several folks also, even, you know, not necessarily in on the project long term, but just kind of come in and get whatever they can. So
and I think, I mean, with something like this, getting the foundation laid is important. And then once people have something that they can work off of, and once you have that core team running things, then people can drift in and out. I mean, that's what happens with open source.
Yeah. Sure. I have no idea.
Oh.
I'm like, it totally does.
Well, yes, that is what happens with open source. Okay, it's just like our community. People drift in and out.
Yep.
So because my priorities are on that, community conversations is also being paused. I'll drop in on occasion, but our main content will be picked up in January, and it's going to look very different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
For the OIs, we apologize if it freaks you out. But at the same time, I think our new content will be fulfilling a void that our community will be really excited about.
Yes, I think
that's
so
the
too.
goal.
I think so too.
What it is, we'll share with you guys later. You'll find out in January.
So Get ready. Get hyped.
Get ready. Yes.
This is your teaser. Yeah.
This is the teaser. Yes. Woo, teasing. No.
Just a little tease. Yeah.
We're so bad at FE.
I know. We're like, what is it? Yeah. Woohoo. It's going to be, trust us. I think it is. I think it totally is going to be filling a niche and a void that is there. You know,
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Everyone I've reached out to has been like, oh my God, yes, do that. I just have to set up the, you know, the systems in place to just get it all automated and going.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, like, we've had fun doing this. We got to know each other. This was a great. So if you have been thinking about doing an ops podcast or producing some kind of ops content and you're in the community, like, reach out. This is this is a creative space for people in the community. So reach out, and like, if you have an idea, come send us an email to objectively.typed. Give us a little like pitch of what your idea is. Maybe we could set up a call and chat, and like, like we're here to enable the community.
Yeah. Yeah. So, totally.
Yeah. So do that. Absolutely do that. Or if you want to just guest host an episode, also reach out, or just whatever crazy ideas you have. I don't know. Maybe you want to hop online and play D&D while
with a bunch
some
of
ops world or something. I don't know. Who's ever done that?
No, I don't know. Yeah.
No, nobody.
Nobody's ever done that. Yep.
No.
Okay.
I think
that's it, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. We've been talking a lot.
Well, that's what
we always do.
Yeah. That's what we do. Yeah, I guess, well, we already talked about my Bright Star coaching stuff. So again, like, because I did, I had a good little, like 35 people that would come in on Demon Dialogues. And so if you're like, oh no, Demon Dialogues is going away, just go over to Bright Star. It's the same stuff. So, yeah, because I'm not, awesome. I've got SI. So like, I don't change I changed the little song. So it's not the Seinfeld based riff. It's a different
it's a different one. Okay.
Yeah, but that's like it. Other than that, it's pretty much the same thing.
Wow, wild changes.
I know.
Totally new sensory.
Yeah, I know. You can't handle. Yeah. Yeah. So
is there parting sentiment? And this is something that I would ask on community conversations. Is there anything you would like to say to our community?
I don't know.
I'm putting you on the spot again.
Oh, it's putting me on the spot. Yeah. No, just, I would say to you, Versavia, thank you for reaching out to me, because just to be clear, I guess this is what I want to say to the community. To be clear, this is all of this has been Versavia's idea. Like, she reached out to me and said, hey, I have this idea for a podcast. She had an awesome name, Objectively Typed. I was like, oh, that's a cool name. Like, we should totally do that. I've been basically just co-signing like a lot of things.
I'm gonna cry.
She's gonna cry, because really, like, so I would say thank you for reaching out to me and working with me over this past year, because I really feel like I've gotten a lot out of this. I finally achieved a dream of mine, which was to do a podcast that, like, I didn't think I was ever realistically going to have a podcast. And so it's like, it's cool that I was able to do it. And that just goes to you. So that's what I would say to the community is, she had the ideas. Like, don't
be afraid to dream, guys.
Don't be afraid to dream, and don't sell this gal short. She's got some ideas. Okay, you better watch out for what's coming, because you've got some good ones.
Bright Star is here. Bright Star is here. That is really sweet of you to say, and I'm so grateful for this friendship. FI. It's so feminine FI right now. So feminine FI. But the other side with feminine FI is that masculine DE, and just having a person, having you, has been so incredibly helpful. And you guys don't know about it, but it's been a rough year for me. My depression has gotten the worst it has ever been in my adult life, and I'm really grateful for this friendship and for having you to have leaned on through
That's
it.
Great. I'm not gonna. I'm not.
I know. You're like, masculine TE. It's not happening. Okay, I got it covered.
But that's so sweet. Thank you. Yeah.
This has been, thank you. Yeah. And for all of you guys, I have a most wonderful holiday wherever you are in the world.
Mm-hmm. Whatever it is you celebrate.
And we'll see you next year.
Yeah, we will. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
And scene.
She's gonna go. She's gonna be like,